Hi, how's everybody doing today? This is Sean, and over here we're over by the sea, over here on the beach. You can hear the ocean. It's not too dark, but I mean my camera, this video, can't really see, but it's not too dark. You can hear the ocean. It's very pretty and peaceful, tranquil place. My wife is working, and I'm going to pick her up. And the good news is, everybody's been following my channel, is I'm gonna be able to put this neck surgery off for a little while. So I'll be doing chef work for the Marriott again. I worked there for about 15 years on beachside over here in Daytona, and then since I've been having surgeries on and off, you know, I have a good reputation as a worker and as a person. So I never burn bridges. And one of the guys I listened to, Oliver's Papa, he talked about that today, about not burning bridges with people and stuff. So I like his channel. He speaks the truths, and he's raising a sick child, and he doesn't ask anybody for anything. And matter of fact, he's working in the restaurant too, and he's probably around my age, and the dude's tougher than a coffin nail. And I have mad props for anybody that goes out there and through unsurmountable odds, they never quit, and they always keep pushing forward. And that's how you have to do this stuff. That's how you have to do life, for everybody that's listening. And it's easy to falter. I'm not a perfect man. I've made many mistakes in my life, financially, and in relationships and stuff like that. I've never been married, except one time, with Ashley. I'm still with her 8 years, so it wasn't like I've been married a bunch of times and stuff. But I'm 51, and I've learned a lot, and I'm always learning. But I picked the Super Bowl, and I had the score right. I mean, it's 35 points for the Eagles, but there was a lot of stuff that I think is going on with the NFL catching on to the gematria stuff. But that being said, that was just a psyop. People don't get it, that the refs they're like, oh, I'm gonna blame the refs for this bad call, and that's why the Chiefs lost and stuff. So they lost because it's pretend football. It's rigged and scripted. It's not real. That was supposed to happen. The game was supposed to end like that, to make people mad, just like wrestling. And now you have people that are going to be mad every time the Chiefs play, because they know they didn't win legit, and the Chiefs know that it's all rigged and scripted. And then you got guys that are saying everybody would have to be in on it to rig these games. Everybody is in on it. There's no other league that you can play in that pays that kind of money. And is every player on the team involved in a scripted and rigged play? No, there are certain players. It's literally, they literally stand on the sidelines with scripts. I mean, come on. It's they ain't calling, some genius offensive plays and defensive plays. And another thing is, every time that the Chiefs scored and the Eagles scored, the guys were wide open. The defense let them score, because there had to be that many points in the game, and that's what they did. And they need to always have a top person to do business with when they're doing sports. So when they do sports and in these rigged games, you're gonna have to have a champ, and people that don't like them, like Hulk, just like in wrestling, and then they keep winning, and people hate him for winning, just like Brady. That was going on with that for the last 20 years. They rigged games for him and shit like that. We all see that. But there's much bigger things that are going on in the country, and all this is distraction. And the distraction is real simple. There's two things that these creatures don't ever want us to always unite on. One is Medicare for all, because I can't tell you how many people I've run into in my lifetime that have gone bankrupt or weren't able to get proper medical treatment because they had no insurance and no money to pay for these medical bills. And this is an easy fix. Every person in a country should be getting free medical. And then on top of that, if you want to buy extra coverage, you should be able to buy it from the government or whatever for certain illnesses that you have to see certain doctors, and everybody should be able to see these doctors and be able to get themselves proper medical treatment. That's how civilized countries run. We are an uncivilized country. America has turned into a corporate oligarchy. You have no rights. You have no rights at all. You're a corporate entity to these folks. And the difference between people like myself and people, and other people that are sheeps, is that your mom and dad, when you were born, when they had the birth certificate made out, doesn't say Mr. or Mrs. on there. It has your name on there. Like my name is Sean Michael Sweeney, so they don't have Mr. or Mrs. on there because I'm not a corporate entity. My dad and my mom didn't make me a corporate entity. I'm a living, breathing human being that has God-given rights. And that's why they're trying to get rid of God, because they know that any person that has faith and hope, you can't stop those types of people. And the second thing is, besides Medicare for all and Medicaid for all, is that you have to have a system that's fair for everybody to participate in, and a system that your voice is heard. And that's not being done. And these fake events that are going on, I mean, for Pete's sakes, we got one thing after another, and this is to destroy your they want to destroy your morale, and they want to destroy your psyche and drive people crazy from watching all this bad stuff that's going on in the world. Trains blowing up, people saying UFO times. Meanwhile, the real problem is that, besides not having Medicare for all, is that people are dropping dead at the ages of 18 to 35, 40-year-old people, just fucking having heart attacks and dropping dead, and nobody knows why. And the same thing that happened to Hamlin happened to the owner of the Buffalo Bills wife. She had the same thing happen to her. So what the fuck is going on with this? And that's what they're doing. They're making other events so you don't question what's going on. And God bless these people in Ohio from what they've done. And like I say, I don't know what to believe at any of this, because you can't trust anything on television, and you definitely can't trust corporate media or none of that. So you don't know what's going on. There's a shooting in Michigan. There's this and that. Jesus Christ, Ashley, you almost scared me the fuck. Oh my God, Ashley came up behind me and was
What did you get for not answering my phone call?
And my back torn. I almost did karate kicks and stuff. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so that's what they do. They're distracting you with all these other events, so you don't realize that that people are passing on at early ages. And like I say, if everybody was to get together on these two topics, Medicare for all, and find out what's going on with these events that are happening to young people, they're just passing out, at 18 and 21 and 25 and all these different ages, 41, or young people that are in very good shape. So that needs to be questioned. So I'm going to make another video later on. I just wanted to come out here and share some things that are going on. Things are going good for Ashley and I. We're doing Instacart, and then I'm putting the surgery off on my neck, so we'll see what happens with that. But I feel pretty good. I was doing Instacart and moving pretty good. And then one of my friends, Ashley, where she works at, I worked here before I had to have a hernia surgery, and she, the guy's like, hey, you want to come and help us out a couple days a week? So I might have that going too. So you go from shit to shingles in a second, man. Everything, can be gloomy and doomy, and then, you walk into a place, and because, God's looking over your, and then the people and not like Oliver's Papa said, don't burn no bridges. So he's right, and you see how that works out. You'll have friends for all of your life that you don't have to look over your back to make sure no one's, that you did anybody dirty, because you're not that type of person. And then you're going to have opportunities in your life to better your life. And everybody knows to watch my channel that I'm getting ready to go back to college too, because I had to take a break from college when my grandfather was sick and my mom got sick. I took care of them, and I have no regrets, but everything works it out for a reason. And then Ashley and I've been together 8 years coming up in August, so that's been good, and then I get to come out here and be in Daytona Beach, Florida, with this beautiful ocean on the Atlantic Ocean, and smell the salt air and see beautiful stars and things of that nature. And I love fishing, and you know, I love surfing, and I can't surf anymore, but because of my age and my illnesses, like in my legs and shit. But I can, you know, I go out there swimming and stuff, and it's nice. Me and Ashley and Joshua, we go out there swimming. We have fun, and I told you I'm going to share something that I'm going to leave because we're going to go. Ashley just works, so I don't want to be too long. But I will tell you this: in 2019, when I was up in Millersport, Ohio, with Ashley, I told her we needed to move. I felt something that was going to happen, and then the pandemic happened, and we just, you know, we moved back to Florida with her mom to help her with Joshua and stuff like that, and it was good. And then we got an apartment right next to her mom, and things were working out. And I'm working at this restaurant shut down. That's why I didn't work there. But you know, during the pandemic, I was doing business and making good money and helping and doing, you know, living a good life. And then bickety fucking bang, we look on the TV, and you know, and all over YouTube, there's a fucking train that's, you know, putting up all kinds of clouds and shit like that, and God only knows the ecological menace that's been perpetrated on the people of Ohio and into Pennsylvania. See, what people don't get is that Ohio River leads into the Mississippi, which leads into the St. John, which leads into the Atlantic Ocean. I live on the East Coast, and literally the St. John's River runs into the Mississippi, and then that runs all the way up to I think, what is that Allegheny, the Ohio River, and Tuscany. So those three rivers run together up through the Pennsylvania, and it's huge. And I think some of them may go to the Great Lakes. I'm not 100% sure on that. I have to admit that. But the rest of the part I am, because I lived around that area in PA, in Ohio, and it is beautiful. And what they've done, people have to be held accountable for this stuff. There needs to be prison time. So we'll see you guys later, and I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll make a longer video and do some more talking with you. I just want you folks to be safe out there, because I love you guys and ladies out here, and you're my friends on my YouTube channel, and I don't want you to be Psy-Ops by this bullshit. If you can't see it with your own eyes and touch it with your own hands, it's probably not real, you know. So you got to use your senses and know that God doesn't work the way these people work. These are Luciferian Freemasons that are trying to enslave you and make you actually burn in hell with them for eternity. So, because they're done. Now they're trying to get everybody else tied up in their mess. So God loves you, and so do I.